And unfortunately, the rest of us probably will too. I mean, it's just dumb. Villanova doesn't make it, so your team is going to play Duke, and you're going to hit the court, be on the court, and you're going to play Duke, no matter how badly you wanted to be able to play Villanova. They didn't make the cut, so you're stuck playing Duke. You're going to have to play Duke. You can say Duke isn't as good as a team as Villanova. Duke doesn't have the same offense as Villanova. Duke doesn't have as good a coach as Villanova. So what? Villanova didn't make the cut. They didn't make it that far. They didn't make it to your bracket. They lost. So now you have to play Duke. So play them. No, if it happens to come down this way, where it's, God forbid, it's Jeb Bush, get your butt off your chair, run down to the polling place and pull that lever or mark that ballot for Jeb Bush. Yeah, so what? Rand Paul or Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio didn't win. Big freaking hairy deal. Get over it. Now's your time to get in there and play against Bush. You vote for Bush. Now, I don't know if he's going to run or win the nomination, but if he does, that is what Republicans need to do, plain and simple, because this country cannot last and survive another 4 years, possibly 8, of Hillary Clinton. Really? You really think Jeb Bush, is going to be that bad where you would rather see Hillary Clinton as president? You're not teaching anybody a lesson. Look, you didn't teach anybody a lesson by staying home and letting Obama win re-election. You just made everything worse for everybody in this country, including yourself. So if you think that you're punishing the people, you're punishing yourself. How does that feel? I mean, that's just asinine. It's stupid. You got to get out there and vote. No matter who it is, you got to get out there and vote. Plain and simple. One of the things that over here at Spreaker that I find very interesting is that, now before I had 3 computers all trying to run Blog Talk Radio while they were trying to also, 2 of them doing behind the scenes things. Now, the interesting thing is now is that I only need 2 computers to run the program. That's kind of cool. Well, I mean, Blog Talk is what Blog Talk is. And I'm not going to disparage them, but it's a different program. But now it looks like all I need is 2, which is kind of cool, actually. You know that there is a chat room, by the way. If you go to the show page when the show is live, there is a chat box that you can tune into, because when it shows up live, you can easily hit the chat box, and as you're listening to it live, hit the chat box down there, and you should be able to hear it. Just a comment just fine in there. So you could play it at any time, which is kind of nice. But this is going to be a little bit different over here. It is going to be a little bit different, and I hope that you fully enjoy it. Now, things will be continuing to change for the better as we move along. In this, as we continue to move forward and grow the program, it is going to be awesome. It is just going to be awesome. I can't tell you enough how good it feels for this program to start to grow the way it has. The listenership all over the place is just fantastic. I can't believe what it's the listenership of the program. in how much it has increased. It's awesome stuff. I am just thrilled. But we will be, putting it over there. What I'm guessing is, well, as we grow, especially on the website, the webpage, we'll probably have a live spot over there. So you'll get a live feed shortly, in a few days, when the show is on, and you can just go over there and catch up on it when the show is live, and it'll be great stuff. So you'll be able to hear everything that is happening automatically. Gotta love that kind of stuff. Gotta love it. In any event, we are going to be over here for a little while. So, just set your dial for 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Now, tomorrow, Tuesday at 9 to 11, we will be over on CPR Worldwide Radio Network, so tune in over there. But Monday through Friday, basically, we're 8 to 10 right here on Spreaker. So I hope you're going to like it and appreciate it over here. I think you will. I do. I like it. Gallup. It says, now there are a couple of things out here about Obamacare, by the way. Now, out on the Daily Caller, we have them talking about that Obama is there's a record number of adults now have health insurance due to Obamacare. And now, if you look at this poll, it says about 90% of all the people, American adults now have health care. Well, that's the wrong way to look at it. Because what we had was Obamacare that told us, hey, you know what? Everybody is going to get health care. That's what they said. Everybody's going to have health care. And everybody was going to be covered. Well, if only 90% of the people have health care or health insurance, what does that tell you? That there's 10% that does not. So Obamacare has failed again to fulfill its promise. And it's not covering everyone. So now it's only, there's 10% of the people out there. And I don't think that number is accurate. I think more than 10%. And as a matter of fact, if you ask Gallup took a poll. Despite Obamacare, 12% are still uninsured. Now, who's right? Is it 10% or is it 12%? Or is it even higher that are uninsured? Now, see, you have to understand that this is a law where it basically says you have to have coverage. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have to have coverage. And if you don't have coverage, well, then you're breaking the law. And you're going to have to pay for it somehow. Because you're breaking the law. The law cannot be broken without consequence in this country unless you're an illegal immigrant. Then you can probably get rewarded. But normally speaking, especially if you're a citizen of this country, you have to follow the law or you will have to pay the consequences. And the consequences can often be quite heavy, hefty, burdensome. Abso-freaking-lutely. They absolutely can. And this is no different. You're going to, at first, the fines are going to be light. They're going to be minuscule, little bitty fines. That's it. And then those fines are going to get astronomical. And they're not going to let you off because it's going to, guess who's collecting those fines? The IRS, the most brutal collection agency on the planet. The most relentless collection agency on the planet. You're not going to get away. As long as Obamacare is the law, you're not going to be able to get away with it. Plain and simple. They're going to get their money. They're going to get theirs. You know how some people say, well, I'm going to get mines. Well, they're going to get theirs. And they're not going to let you off the hook. And don't doubt me that eventually the only way to make some people pay is to throw their butts in jail. Now, how would you like to go to jail for not having health insurance, for not purchasing something? Simply by being alive and not because you're driving. Fine. If you want to say that driving in this country is a privilege, fine. So you have to, obey the laws on privileges. Great. However, are you going to tell me that just being alive and breathing is a privilege? Is a privilege that is recognizable and regulated by the government, like driving? Give me a break. No, they don't have the right to tell you what to buy, especially since it's strictly out of, that you're alive. Well, I'm sure they'll probably, force dead people to buy some sort of insurance too, but, that's just liberals. Don't get me wrong, because that's what's going to happen. They are going to, it's just stupid. It really is stupid. I mean, there is no need to force anybody to buy anything that they do not want to buy. Period. There is no precedent for it. None. No precedence. If you want a product or service, you have every right to go out and get that product or service so long as the product or service is legal. However, the government has no right to tell you to go out and get a specific product or service. Because first of all, the government isn't supposed to be playing favorites for to anyone. But what the government is doing by telling you that you have to have health insurance is that they're saying in the insurance industry, oh, we're going to play favorites to you. So you're going to make a ton of money. Because everybody's going to have coverage. Now, you're going to have to give coverage within these certain guidelines. So all these other wonderful plans that you may have had, they may be wonderful, and people may have liked their doctors and liked their plans, but those are going to go away because those are now illegal. So we're going to limit the choice of people. We're going to limit the choice, but we're going to make it mandatory that they have to choose between one of these limited choices. So you have to come up with some way to convince them that your company is the choice to use. Now, you're going to have certain protected territories because we're not really opening up the borders like we did for car insurance and homeowners insurance and life insurance. People could live in Ohio and get car insurance from California, and they can live in Ohio and get life insurance from Florida, and they can live in Ohio and get disability insurance from Alaska. But you know what? They live in Ohio. They're going to have to get their health insurance from Ohio. So you're going to have to be in Ohio in order for them to be able to pick you, for you to have a chance for them to pick you. But don't worry, because they're going to have to pick someone, so you're in good company. You have a good shot. You just have to choose between, develop your plans to be one of these 7 plans that we've given out that are going to be legal. Now, there are not going to be any other legal programs or health insurance plans out there, not at all, not after today. So if somebody wants, like major medical and save a ton of money, no, they can't have that choice anymore because, after all, this is not America with a C. This is America with a K now. So they're going to have to choose between one of the 7 or how many ever number it is that the government decides. Not the one that you want necessarily. And if you don't pick the one of the few the government decides, they're telling you that they're going to fine you. And obviously, if you do not follow the law and you do not pay the fine, the restitution for breaking the law, they're going to throw you in jail. Do not doubt me. But you think that some of you out there, leftists, think that this is a good law. Evidently, not everybody does. Because the law says you have to have it, and you've got 12% of the people who are defying the law and saying, well, I don't have it, I'm not going to get it. How does that work? How does that make you feel, Obama? I'm sure they're going to try to tighten the laws, which means we need to get rid of these kinds of people in public office for good.
I considered